Well, here we are, Phantasy 6.5, plan double D, double E, double F. I don't know where I am at now. Anyway, we're back on the water. So we had a good time at the changing of the season ceremony on Matabitchuan Lake. So we just passed Oblivion. So right now we are beyond Oblivion. We're on our way to Alex's for the changing of the seasons. I picked my boat up this morning.
Oh yeah.
I did that for 10 years. It's ready to go, but I'm going to let it cure for the weekend. So that's where the crack was, right in there.
Phantasy 6.5 was a plan to celebrate my 65th birthday by spending an entire canoe season on the water. More than 150 days, launching in May and taking out in October.
And then early next week, we're back at Phantasy 6.5. Although this is also part of Phantasy 6.5. The whole thing has been a fantasy. It continues to be a fantasy. There's Alex's sign. You are here. And I was really glad to be able to take that in. According to the original plan, I wouldn't have been able to be there. Things conspired to have me go there. And that was just fine by me. This year was really good. My friend Don was able to make it up there. Him and Alex get along really good. I got 2 weeks food here now. My next food drop is scheduled for Mattawa, or probably Samuel de Champlain Park, just up the Matabitchuan River a little ways. I'm on Castles Lake, or originally known as White Bear Lake, and right beside me is the White Bear Forest. A really good example of old growth white pine, and well, red and white pine, but it's primarily white pine in there, and there's some magnificent trees in there. I've done many trips camping in this area and hiking in there, and day hikes. And one time I had a big dog. He was a new German Shepherd mix, and he came to us as Brutus, and he was anything but. Brutus was a gentle giant, big dog, but so gentle, so good-natured. And Brutus and I did many walks in that forest. I think of Brutus every time I see the White Bear Forest. Yeah, he was my last dog. After Brutus died, there was no replacing Brutus. There's no replacing Brutus. Just off the bow to the right, you can see another campsite on a point. My son Matt and I went there for the Perseid meteor showers in August. It's got a great view of the sky from there. First time we went there, I think Matt was only about 5. And we slept under a tarp, and I have a photograph of that actually. We're sleeping under the tarp. He's asleep, I'm awake. Stars are in the sky, big time lapse, and you can see shooting stars in that picture. Then we were back there again some years later. He was older then. He was about 8 or 10. We were there. I think it was the first time he ever cooked at a campsite. He cooked us pancakes. You can tell you're an old guy when everywhere you go by brings back memories that are 30 years old. Yikes! We're paddling through a skeleton forest. This is a result of the flooding of the dam at the end of Rabbit Lake. So that dam backs up Rabbit Lake, Castles Lake, and Snake Island Lake. There used to be little drops in between those. It was shallows and rapids between all of those lakes. But now they're all the same level. You just paddle right through. And of course this would be one of the lower areas before the dam backed the water up. Paddling through the stumps of giants. Look at this. Sunshine, blue sky overhead. There's some messy stuff around, but I don't think it's going to build into anything for me. So that's a nice thing. And here we are, coming into tonight's Home Sweet Home. And this looks like a lovely little campsite. Sun just came out, bathe it in sunlight, make it look extra attractive. So I'm happy to get this far. It means I don't have to deal with wind tomorrow, because the dam is just up at the end of this channel, and then I'm into the river. Perfect canoe-sized groove right here. I just gotta slide it over them rocks to get it there. Yeah. Nice place. It's day 124. And I got everything down here by the boat and ready to go. But before I leave, I want to show you some of the magnificent pine trees that are at this work campsite. Just up here. And here's a nice tree. There's a whole bunch through here. I don't know if you can see them. Great big buddy right there. And another one, and another one, and another one, and this one here deserves special mention. He's the granddaddy of the bunch, I think. I don't know if I can get close enough so you can get a sense of the size of this. Let's see. Okay. So there he is. He's a big boy. And yeah, this is still Temagami. Okay, so it doesn't look like I've left anything behind. There we go. Back on the water for another day. Into the wind. Very far to go at all before my first portage. I can see it right there. Approaching the portage around the Rabbit Lake Dam, and it's a hard one to miss. Look at that sign. much longer than the original. Used to be only 140 meters, but they put a boom about 200 meters away from the dam. Oh, they're not letting a whole lot of water out of that, as you can see by the very, very bony river just downstream. So I'm at the portage around Rabbit Chutes, or Matabitchuan Chutes, whatever you want to call it. And I met a bunch of guys from Hamilton area that are staying in the cabin just at the top of the chutes. And I was under the impression that the portage was on the left side of the river, but it's not, it's on the right. And these guys have marked it very clearly with paint. Because it is possible to get confused and turned around here, and so thank you guys. This made it pretty straightforward. We finished the portage around Rabbit Chutes and the first little set of rapids, and they are very little. There's hardly any water going through there. Very, very bony. I would have recorded that, but I was into it before I even realized it. And there was no starting the camera at that point. So it's a very pretty little section of river here, and thankfully I'm not feeling the effects of the wind as much as I would if I was out on a lake. Got another little rapids coming up here, and a little swifts, another little rapids, another rapids, and some swifts. Here we go, second set of rapids. Oops, not quite the right line. There we go. And whoops. There we go. Oh, it gets right bony down here, and I just missed the opening. There we go. Whee! I'm at a little campsite here, a very open campsite. You can see, beautiful view looking upstream on the Matabitchuan. It's got nice views. But if you had any weather, oh, you'd be hard pressed here. Very little shelter. Show you the fire pit area here. Just right back here. So, coming into the next little chute. This is a little short one. Can't see around the corner to see what the heck's there though. Hope it's nothing. Bony at that next ledge there. Yeah, very, very bony. There we go. There we go. And I should have gone left there, but we're going right. And that just ain't right. Oops, up on another one. Wow. Creamed a few rocks in there, eh, Polly? The hell are you thinking? Lots of blue sky coming. Yeah! Sausage and cheese! I think we're getting close. There's a section of this river that's almost like a canyon. So, I think we're getting close to that here. There's another section of swifts that sometimes are flooded right out. I'm at a little campsite, little island campsite on Forebass Lake. And this is a site that I've stayed at a couple of times before. The first time was actually my very first solo canoe trip. I came in on the Forebass Lake Road with my truck. It wasn't really a road at that time either. It was a gnarly piece of driving. There were some very, very, very rocky sections there. My son and I stayed here. I've got a picture of us sitting down on the rocks there, sipping on beers. Lots of memories on this site for me. Oh boy, time to soak my feet. Oh, that's cold freaking water. And I'm going to enjoy a cider. Something happened there when on the beginning of the first portage, I punctured a can. So rather than drink it at 9:30 in the morning, I decided to put it in my mug and have it now. I gotta remember not to put the crushed cans in with the full cans, because the sharp points on the crushed ones poke holes in the full cans. It's not good. Life is good. Oh, look at that sunshine. Overexposing my shot. So I did get this fire going after all. I had to modify it a little bit. I opened up the front and closed off the back a little bit, and that helped get the wind through it. So now we got a good glow going, and that's nice. The day is getting on. It's 9 o'clock. Okay, I'm gonna have to start packing up. It's gonna be late on the water today. I bet you it'll be 10:30. And this shows you the portage route. The brown line to the left with the portage signs, so coming down this way and then into the river. Lower powerhouse at the Matabitchuan River, and this is the lower landing of the portage. Well, I just done the portage. Around the Matabitchuan River, the power dam there, powerhouse, and now on the lower Matabitchuan. It's about 4 k's to Lake Timiskaming, and I'm hoping that there's a decent campsite on the river here. I'll spend the night here. The wind has backed around to the east. The barometer started dropping earlier this morning, so those aren't good signs. It means definitely something's coming, and it's rolling in very fast because the sky has clouded over. Last forecast I saw had some overnight rain, which I don't mind even a little bit. Overnight rain is just fine in my books. And the river is very shallow. The old beater Mohawk paddle was the right choice for this stretch. I figured it'll deepen out a bit once we get down a wee bit. There's a chunk of what looks like maybe a log flume over there, a big metal log flume. I saw a piece of that a little further up. On the side of the road, there was a piece going into the bush, so maybe that predates the road. I'm guessing that big cliff in the background there, up in the distance, that must be Beaver Mountain. It's on my list to climb, but I'll have to see. I kind of strained my knee on that last portage. The back of my left knee is a bit tender. So, as long as that holds up okay, maybe tomorrow we'll take a trip up Beaver Mountain. And there's another look at Beaver Mountain. It's quite the hill. Yeah, getting organized. Whew. That weather sure did change in a few hours. Nice and misty and sunny this morning. And lo and behold, 6 o'clock and we're into the showers. So just set up in time again. And all good. Well, it turns out tonight I'm squatting. I'm actually on a piece of private property. I kind of wondered when I got here because it looked kind of maintained, and certainly is. Just met the owners. Nice couple, Jim and Mary. Very nice folk. So after I got finished talking to them, I finished setting up the tent, started to blow up my air mattress, and the rain started. So I kiboshed that, strung the tarp up, and now I just finished loading everything in the tent there, and we're good to go. Actually, it's warming up now. Oh, and the rain's getting hard, yeah. Good thing I went and got a bunch of water. I don't have to worry about going out in the rain now. Wow. And it's supposed to be kind of crappy for a while. Let's see if we can get an updated forecast here. So we got 3 days of rain coming up. Tomorrow's cloudy, and Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they're saying is rain. Got a little bit of a twinge in the back of my knee here, in the left knee. I noticed it after the very first load, coming down that very, very steep hill from Four Bass Lake. That was some portage. It's supposed to be about 700 meters. I don't think it's quite that long. Oh, I got a message coming in. But holy moly, is it steep. Drops like 200 feet. I can't imagine going up that way. I can't imagine that. That would be insane. It's night 125 here in Phantasy 6.5 land. And I've got my little stick stove going to take the dampness out of the air. I can move it around if I want to. Right, bring it a little closer. You know, get a little glow, dry my, well, it's already dried my pants off. But it's nice. A little portable fire. Personal fire. And this is mostly maple. And a wee touch of the Irish. Bushmills. To my sister. In our family, this here is funeral whiskey. Somehow I ended up with a flask of it in my resupply. So, when I drink it, I have to think of my sister, and my brother, and my dad. Welcome to day 126. Lots of fresh water. Got a pot full of water there. And over here, I got another pot full of water. And it's fresh rainwater from the sky. All this rainwater is very welcome, because the Matabitchuan River changed considerably after that portage yesterday. The water up on the upper river and all through Four Bass is nice and clear, but here It's clay colored, very silty. I'm not sure where it picks the silt up, but somewhere between Forebass Lake and the bottom of the powerhouse, it's completely different water. Now I noticed when I was out in the back there this morning for a job, the soil here now is all clay. So it's possible that it picks that clay up in its run as it drops down to this level. But there's a hell of a pile of clay in there. Anyway, not so keen on drinking and filtering that, but this rainwater, I don't even have to filter the rainwater. You know, it's oh, nice. Got a weather forecast that shows about 3 days. The next 3 days it says it's going to rain. I don't believe that 100% because I can't see 3 days of solid rain. But certainly 3 days of unsettled weather and probably a good dump in there somewhere. Well, hello. I'm in the forest out behind camp here, and I'm going to show you some of the grand forest that Jim and Mary shared with me. A nice big cedar, actually twins. Behind me here, big red spruce. This is pretty much the end of Temagami, actually. We're only a kilometer from Lake Timiskaming. I'm still going to call this Temagami. Look at the size of this. This is a freaking poplar tree. A poplar. Old growth poplar. Big mother. You know the drill. Where is this? This is Temagami. There are several of those giant poplars around, mixed in with some tall reds, tall whites, all tall trees around here. He has a beautiful place. It's an old farm that he's got back there. Beautiful cabin, nice property. He's got a hill with a little bench on it that has a beautiful view of Beaver Mountain.
You get a good view of Beaver Mountain.
Holy smoly! Well, you know, I wanted to get up there, and then once I felt that knee tweak, we drove up there on his quad. They are a lucky couple to have a little piece of paradise like this. See you, Jim! I just got back from coffee with Jim and Mary up at the house. And very nice folks. Very nice folks. Very generous, let me stay in their backyard. Brought me up to the house for coffee and muffins. Mary sent me back with a bag of cookies. Oh, these are going to be nice. Thank you, Mary. And now I got to get myself packed up and on the water. I want to get down the lake a little ways and find a nice sheltered spot because I've got a few days of kind of crappy weather moving in. So, got to get at it. Ah, you forgot the stove again. I got an issue with this stove with the check valve. It doesn't always shut off completely. So it can drain the tank if I don't watch it. Gotta do this careful. Trying not to tweak that knee anymore. And it already is. This one's there. Oh, I'm just about finished with Temagami for Phantasy 6.5. I'm calling it Temagami until the Matabitchuan ends. Lake Timiskaming is just around the corner. Timiskaming! Big, big lake. I'm going to be going that away for many days. Probably a week or more.